Mortal Kombat 11. Clearly, one of the biggest mysteries at E3 was the presence of Warner Bros. Games, as well as NetherRealm, because Mortal Kombat was nowhere to be found. On several press and publication sites, many folks were looking forward to the eventual reveal of MK11 at E3, and nothing happened. I mean, hell, we were too. I made a video pretty much talking about this as almost a guarantee, and a lot of other people were very hyper aware that this is a process that NetherRealm goes through. They have an E3 where they miss one, they have a new game, and then they miss an E3, and they've been following this for nearly a decade, and we were assuming that E3 2018 was going to follow suit to absolutely nothing. No mention of Mortal Kombat in any way at all, and the only thing we got that sort of hints towards a future of MK11 popping sometime maybe in the near future is that Ed Boon did go on a podcast / show for Giant Bomb, specifically stating that, yeah, we know we have this pattern and we know a lot of people have kind of been aware of it recently, but they had nothing to announce. He really wants to talk about the stuff they're working on, but can't do so at this time at all. I think it's interesting because there has been some details that have popped up recently that have kind of led me to think that Mortal Kombat 11 is out there, it's being worked on. However, where we are right now in the year compared to how previous Mortal Kombats and Injustice games have been announced, there's going to be some changes because you might have seen something over the past couple of days. There was movie-related leaks for a Mortal Kombat reboot film of some kind that's going to have several characters and new characters in it that is supposedly in production at the moment, and I think this is very telling for a big Mortal Kombat-esque reveal in potentially the near future. I think it might still be a little bit far out, but the 25th anniversary for Mortal Kombat is still technically ongoing, and I think that's going to be a big part of it. There's going to be a big Warner Brothers / related Mortal Kombat celebration probably in the future that's going to revolve around a brand new game, Mortal Kombat 11. That's going to revolve around a brand new spin-off Mortal Kombat movie / reboot. And I think that's all directly in tandem. That's a big marketing thing that's most likely being worked on right now. And regardless of what you think about like a new original main character in the MK movie that was leaked or the characters that are in it and the way they're described, it's all very, I don't really want to talk about it right now or get into it. I'm just kind of curious to see what a new Mortal Kombat movie would look like in 2018. But it does kind of add up that all this stuff is there. I think another thing to really be critical about is that the previous debuts of Mortal Kombat X as well as Injustice 2 kind of had interesting reactions when they came out. People were impressed, people wanted to see more MKX and Injustice 2, but there were lots of complaints with character faces, some complaints with the way the overall presentation was in some fashion, and that stuff does get ironed out over time, and when the game does come out, it looks great. But character animations and a lot of things have gone under sort of heavy fire from fans and communities and fighting game communities and even NetherRealm fans, that they might be sort of critical of those things going forward. And I wouldn't be surprised if Mortal Kombat in its future and Injustice in its future sort of tackle some of the things that people have been talking about animation-wise. I don't absolutely despise the animations in MKX or Injustice 2, but I absolutely feel that they could be improved upon because they do carry a very B-movie sort of feel, and I kind of feel they're going for that. But at the same time, it's like one of the only nagging things that a lot of players currently have with the game. And I'd love to see that changed. I would love to see character faces right off the bat look as good as they do in Injustice 2 at launch. I know that's kind of a hard pill to swallow, or that's kind of a tough task to sort of take on. But I think that Warner Brothers is probably going to be building up this to be a huge thing if there's most likely going to be a movie tie-in. And they probably want to make that game look as good as possible. So it makes sense. E3 was going to be packed this year. There was going to be a bunch of fighting games. There was going to be all this stuff. And while we were expecting Mortal Kombat to be announced because it sort of follows suit, they're really probably building a lot in the background to make its initial debut and showcase bigger than it ever has been before. I got a pretty big hunch that Mortal Kombat 11 is going to be a huge game, most likely satiating a lot of what fans wanted from the roster of something like MK9 and the modes in MKX, and if not some of the modes in MK9 in previous games. This is probably going to be a huge MK game considering the fact that we are in its 25th anniversary, and that's something worth celebrating with a movie in tandem, you know what I mean? So I don't think Mortal Kombat 11 is that far off from being announced, and I'm super excited about it. And I've been playing Mortal Kombat X more with friends, and I feel like I'm getting the hype back, and I really want to see more with these characters. I'm going to start making more MKX videos because the game is just super damn fun. I don't feel we're that far off. Ed Boon has been continually retweeting and tweeting things related to what seemingly feel like a reveal of Mortal Kombat X, specifically highlighting Sub-Zero as a character. So, I know we made a video before. It was kind of a joke talking about Sub-Zero making it into Smash Brothers. That would be mind-blowingly incredible if that was a thing, and a great thing to tie into Mortal Kombat 11, but I don't think that's specifically happening. It was more of a fever dream and kind of a joke that we were running with the day before E3, the day before Smash was announced. But if anything, and I was to put my personal bet on it, I don't think MK11 will be shown off at San Diego Comic-Con. I think there's a good chance of that happening. But that's coming up next week, and it would be a great opportunity for it to happen, but I don't think that is going to be the case. I think there might be a good opportunity for something like the middle of August for Gamescom, and it's another small chance, but I think a big one is PlayStation Experience in December of this year. We might have to wait a bit longer than we're used to waiting for reveals of Mortal Kombat, but I think there's a pretty good chance of it. I know a lot of you guys have been saying EVO, and EVO would be a big opportunity for it. Injustice 2 is a main game at EVO. I don't even think that's big enough, though. I think they have to go on a grander scale because Mortal Kombat 11 kind of transcends the competitive environment. It transcends just the EVO audience, and they want to probably reach the biggest, broadest appeal. And now that I think about it, that's pretty much PlayStation Experience this year. So it's a 50% chance that this game is going to show up at PlayStation Experience, in my opinion, this year at the end of the year. While there's like 5% chances of Comic-Con, 5% chances of Gamescom, and 5% chances of EVO. All of those are taking place within pretty much the next like month and a half, so we'll get a pretty good idea what's going on fairly soon. But it's, in my opinion, happening for sure. I think there's a very good chance that MK11 has been in development for quite a long time, and they're hard at work at it. It's just when we're going to get a chance to see it, well, we're probably going to have to wait a bit further in the year, but I'm, in this climate of video games, more than happy to wait, because right now, if you show a game and it's not in a really good form or fashion, it can taint the game all the way until it's released, till after it's released. So I want MK11 to be awesome, and I'd prefer them to take their time than to rush the thing out. And I think a lot of people would agree with me at this point. I'll be making more MKX videos coming up in the near future because I've been playing 5 or 6 characters and remembering how much damn fun the game is. Amongst all the other fighting games that are out there right now, I really want to make time for it and play some more online matches. As always, guys, thank you a ton for watching, and I'll see you next time.